All right, everyone. Thank you for keeping faith and joining us today on this program. My name is Dejalabi, your regular host. I'm excited about this episode today. I'm trying to connect and ensure that our host is connected on Instagram, and I do think that we are all connected on all the platforms. YouTube, if you're watching us from YouTube, you can say hi. Let's know that you are here. If you're watching, Mrs. Eka Debanjo, I see you on Instagram. Anybody else who is joining on YouTube or watching from Facebook, you can please connect and say hi so that we know that you're with us. Right. What I always ask that is that you kind of say share this program. Invite your friends to join in and let them know that the program is on. It's going to be a very exciting edition today of the program. We're going to have, it's going to be a very exciting edition today of the program. So I'm saying that please try to ensure that invite someone, let them join you on this program. All things natural. Submit your slide. Okay. All right. Busola Ojo, hello ma, how are you? Mrs. Olajumokemi, hello ma, how are you? People are also joining us on YouTube and on Facebook. Mrs. Olufunka Shaolu, good afternoon ma. Mrs. Kemi Tifase, you should go back to class. Class is going on. Mrs. Lola Eyitayo, okay, how are you ma? Good afternoon. Good to see everybody who is joining in. Thank you. Please invite your friends. Let them join in. Let them know the program is started already. It's going to be very exciting today. The guest speaker for today is in the studio already. I want to start, like I always, how do you join the class? Wow, what's going on there? 1 second. Yeah, so I always want to wow. I'll start by giving an update on COVID-19, which is also very important. Because that is like the raging thing going on right now, and everybody's talking about it. We're all concerned. It's not just because people are talking about it, but it's the fact that we live in the world where this is a concern, and then there's a need for us to actually update ourselves on happenings and what is going on, right? In Nigeria and so many parts of the world, lockdown is being eased. People have been asked to resume to work or go to church. Schools are going to be reopened, and the likes are going to happen. Please, the updates are important for you to know what to do and keep yourself safe in the event of this outbreak, the pandemic as it is, in the event of a second wave coming up. My advice has always been take all the necessary precautions, wear a face mask where you need to, wash your hands, take personal hygiene very seriously. People are saying, oh, it's fake, it's not real, there is no COVID-19. Mrs. Rita Dewumi, how are you, ma? It's not real, it's this and that. Well, I can tell you authoritatively that it is real. They say that the person that is knocked down by a vehicle is not the one that is going to take the license plate of that vehicle. Mr. Demiju Adeyeye, hello, sir. It's not a person. Tolas Chin, how are you? Mrs. Jenny Tomif, how are you? So it's not a person that will take the number, the license plate. So don't be the person that will be it. Again, I said last week that Nigeria and some African countries in particular have nothing to do with the fatality rates, the casualty rate as regards COVID-19. We really know what we're doing. My appeal also is going to go to government. And Mrs. Tololani, how are you, ma? It's been a while. The government, I see many people who are, talking about churches that are reopening. You have no business with churches that are reopening. Church is not compulsory. It's not mandatory. People choose to go there. So what's your problem with churches that are reopening and those that are not reopening? That shouldn't be your focus. Our focus should be on schools that are reopening, and government is not providing face masks. Government is not providing sanitizers. Government is not providing testing. I put up on my page about the Ogun State government, their decision at first to make pupils to pay 25,000 naira. That is about 100 Canadian dollars for testing. These are parents who pay for these kids who have been under lockdown for like 4 months, no job, nothing, unlike in other parts of the world where there are palliatives. But in that part of the world, no palliatives, and the people were to pay that kind of money, you know. But we thank God because the reasoning, I mean, the sense of reason prevailed, and they went back on that decision, and so they are going to test them for free. I hope they are testing them for free, and it's not like they are waiving testing, as it were. But the onus is on the government to provide the basics. Right here, and not just government alone. And this is where all those philanthropies that were throwing billions of naira at this COVID-19 campaign, this is where their help is actually needed, not just throwing money anyhow. This is where people who owns banks, eateries, you know, that are popular, gas stations, you can provide this mask. People can go there and ask for free masks, and they can be given free facial masks. This is how to circulate this mask and put it in circulation. These churches you are asking to reopen, and then people are complaining, they should be given masks. People should have access to masks. Schools should be given masks. The kids should be given masks as they are resuming back to school. These are the areas government should intervene, not distributing food up and down. Like somebody who is doing Sarah. I don't know what is wrong with our people. These are things that we can do if we are really serious about combating this virus. This is the update I'm bringing your way this afternoon, and I do hope that it sinks. Please get tested if you are in doubt, and then if you must go out there, make sure that you use the protective wear that you have to use. And for people who are living in the UK, people who are living in the US, people who live in North America, other part of North America, and the likes of them, please stay safe. Stay safe, take care of yourself. We talked about the B30, people are buying it and are using it. And then I'll also talk about it because it's the way to go. It's working. It's for prophylactic purposes. It's going to keep you away from that. A woman was talking with me yesterday, and she was asking me that, what does she do? She wants to go about the work. She's afraid. She said, don't be afraid. Don't be scared. Just get the B30. Take one every 3 days. You'll be fine. All right? So that is all I can say for today. Right on COVID-19, I want to quickly run right now to the studio to bring up stage Mrs. Sorry, did I say Mrs.? I want to bring up Vicky Lather. She will be joining us right now. She's the one that all I can say for. Hi, Vicky. You are live on the YouTube. COVID-19. I want to get you on right now to the studio to bring up stage Mrs. Sorry, did I say Mrs.? I want to bring up Vicky Lather. All right. All right. So, how do we get it out? Okay, it's out. Oh, good. Whatever you did work. Joker, okay, hello, sir. All right. I'm seeing people on Instagram saying hi, and then okay. All right. How are you doing, Vicky?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. It's a good day, beautiful weather today. I'm not sure yet. So I woke up this morning and I asked Siri, what's the weather report? Siri told me it's raining. And I looked out there was no rain. So Siri started to lie. Okay. All right. So who is Vicky? You want to talk to us, and people are watching you right now. So tell us about yourself with a bit. You are a Reiki master professional. So who is Reiki? Who is Vicky? No Reiki. Who is Vicky?
Well, I am a Reiki master practitioner, and I'm also a coach around emotional clearings and NLP. And my day job is in enforcement. So I'm a combination of a lot of things.
Right. Okay. We won't talk about your day job. But yeah, we also know it's also in health and all of that, but let's leave that out of this. Okay, good. All right, so a lot of people, I've gotten messages, a few messages after this flyer went out about energy healing, about Reiki, and the lives of them. Can you explain briefly, like a brief introduction, what is Reiki really? What does it mean?
What does Reiki mean?
Yes.
So Reiki is a hands-on type of energy healing. It is connecting to a life force energy, which we and everything around us is made up of, and it's using it to heal.
All right.
So as a practitioner, as a Reiki practitioner, anyone who's a practitioner can be a conduit for the energy to go where it needs to go, for the life force energy.
All right. So you mean that this energy can be, number one, you said it's using your hands. It's a hands-free tool, that can be used to divert energy to a place where it is needed or required to heal, to balance emotions. Did I get you right?
So kind of. Any practitioner with energy healing of any kind can start and have a intention. However, the energy knows where it needs to go. So no matter what the treatment required is, the energy knows where it needs to go, where something's blocked or something needs to move, and it will go there. So anyone who is attuned to Reiki and is a practitioner can connect and be a conduit for the energy to go wherever it needs to go, to either the client or to anywhere. You can send it to someone, you can send it to something, to animals, to trees, and to anything. It's all about healing when it comes to Reiki.
Wow. So we can send it to animals, we can send it to trees.
Yep.
And then we'll go to them.
Yep. It's all about intention where you're going to send it.
And so when it gets to them, what does it do to them? It balances the energy in them.
It goes wherever it needs to go for them. So whatever reason you're sending it to them. Sometimes for animals, it's the same as humans, right? You know, your pet isn't feeling well, or they have an ache, or they've hurt their paw. It's the same as us if we've hurt our foot, or if we're stressed, or have an emotional blockage.
Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you real quick. So how does this apply to the health of women? You understand that women have issues, a whole lot of issues with hormones, hormone balancing, stress issues are there. All of this kind of affect the general circle of women, especially. It could affect the reproductive health. It could affect mental health as well. So how does Reiki comes into this mix?
So Reiki has a lot of benefits, 100%, but the most common one I find for myself and my clients has been it relaxes. So if you're stressed and you have an emotional blockage, or your body is stressed and it's causing disease, it will work at it to release it and break it down. So if it does that, then it's releasing it so your body can come back into a balance. So when we're out of balance, that's usually when we have hormone imbalances or more stress than others in different parts of our body that we feel it or experience it. So Reiki just kind of pushes things through at times and just releases it.
Right. Okay. 1 second. Okay. So now let me say this again. When women go through stress period and stress moments, a lot would happen within their hormones. You know, I've seen women who've had to have their period earlier than they expected it because they were stressed. Right. So if somebody's going through such, or it's become like something consistent that is going on, comes up every now and again for a person, and the person comes to Vicky for a Reiki session, what are the things they are to expect?
Like what they would expect?
Right. Yeah. What would happen in such a session with Vicky now? And there are so many Reiki practitioners, and everybody.
There are, and unfortunately, the answer I'm going to give is dependent on the client. Okay. So in some clients, they would walk away relaxed and more refreshed. Some might not. They might need something additional. So unfortunately, when it comes to energy healing, energy balancing, anything energy clearing, everyone is different in how we experience it. So as much as I'd want to say that a client who came who was having issues with her period or hormones and really wanted relief, There's no guarantee that when she left after that session, that would be addressed, but there would be something that they experienced. But what it is specifically, unfortunately, I can't answer until I have a session.
All right. Okay. So how long does a typical session last? A Reiki session,
It depends. I would say a typical session is usually around an hour and a half.
Like an hour and a half?
Yeah. It depends. It depends if it's in person. It depends if it's distance, because you can send Reiki to someone. So it's they're usually around an hour, I'd say an hour. Yeah, about an hour and a half.
All right. Okay. All right. So let's go back to Reiki. What did this start from?
Where does Reiki come from?
Yeah.
Reiki comes from Japan. I believe it's in the 1920s that it was developed, and it's been passed down since then. And it is a hands-on healing technique with the intention of healing.
Right. Okay. So all it does is healing. Right. And this healing we talk about right here, it involves the use of energy, like energy exchange between one person and another person. I think that is correct.
As a conduit, yes. One person as a conduit to a person. Yes.
Okay. So how is Reiki different from a massage session?
Good question. A massage session is mostly hands-on. If you're getting a massage, you're usually focusing on the area that is in disease or in pain. With Reiki, you go through some specific positions, your hands positions, and you go through the body, which are aligned with the chakras, and the energy goes where it needs to. So even if your right knee is hurting, the Reiki practitioner may or may not focus on it, because the energy is going to go where your body needs it.
Right.
So they'll go through what a session entails, and a massage is different, as in it's fully most cases fully hands-on and focused on releasing whatever the tension is in that place.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, since you've been practicing Reiki, what has been? Can you give us a kind of a glimpse into one of the most difficult conditions you've handled?
Ooh, good question. I don't know if it's the most difficult, but I had a patient that had just had her knee replaced, and we did some consecutive sessions, and it was just the release she had after her session. She would compare it to pain and physio, and she would just want to come back because of how she felt. So it's not necessarily the toughest situation, but it's kind of the one of those confirmations that, you know, people do get release and they relax from it. I've had other people with severe anxiety that have felt relaxed when they leave, and it's just like that glimpse of their anxiety doesn't stay for life.
I'm also sure. Thank you for that answer. I'm also sure that you are aware of the mental illness that people present with this pandemic, COVID-19. Can Reiki be of help? And if somebody wants to get a Reiki service, what can they do?
So I would say definitely Reiki can help with anything, be it, you know, the mental frustrations or illness or just overwhelm that a lot of us are experiencing during the pandemic. How to get Reiki? There's lots of Reiki practitioners out there. Depends if you want an in-person or if you want a distance session. They're both the same. It's just one you're in person with the practitioner and the other one you're apart. So that one's up to your preference. There's lots of ways you can get to find us.
All right. So if I want to find a Reiki practitioner right now, I just go online and say I'm looking for a Reiki practitioner. I get one.
Pretty well. You can go through the center. They've got a list of practitioners that have been certified through center. Google. I don't want to say it, but Google's your friend.
Yeah, true. Google is your friend. Right. You're correct. Yeah. Okay, but I'm just, because when you go on Google, you find all sorts over there. So you want to know who is a practitioner that is, you know, certified, you know, like You're not just dealing with a quack, and then you want someone who is actually the real thing. You don't want someone who is going to pass some other energy into you.
So one of the best things about Google is a lot of people who are committed to their Reiki practice, they have reviews. People have actually taken the time to say they had a really good experience with this practitioner. As I mentioned, going through the center, they have people who have been trained through their program. So they have a list of people based on location. It depends what you're looking for too. If you're looking for an in-person in your area, you might need to rely on Google, depending where you're located.
Right.
If you're in a major center, then you can probably go through the center. Or I would say Google. Unfortunately, it's Google.
Everything has to do with Google now. Okay, that's fine. Let me also ask you this question. So if I say somebody comes in for a Reiki session, does the person have to be full clothed, or you have to put off your clothes like you do when you go in for a massage?
No, it's not like a massage in that way at all. In most Reiki sessions, I don't want to say all because I'm sure different practitioners have their own spin on things, but in most experiences that I'm aware of, is you would lay on like a massage table, and you would be fully clothed, and there may be a heating pad, there may be an eye pillow, there may be a blanket, depending on the location, and you would just get comfortable, and you would just lay down, and you would just be comfortable, and then the practitioner would start their session.
Okay, all right. So it's not like you said, most practices. So you're not expected to put off your clothes.
Nope.
So that makes it comfortable, right? I assume that. So it's going to be what you're comfortable with. Do you always have to lie down when you're going for a Reiki session?
I would say in most cases, yes. I know any of my sessions are like that, but like I say, some practitioners might have their own techniques. So I don't want to say always, but in any of the situations that I've come across, I would say mostly.
All right. Okay. So if I want to become a Reiki professional, how long is it going to take me?
There are, depending on where you take it, there's 4 parts to the program. So I would say it would take you at least 4 to 6 days, depending on how you take the program.
Oh, 4 to 6 days.
Yeah.
Wow. And then I'll be a master like you.
You could be, yeah.
Okay. All right. That's interesting. Please, if you have any question for Vicky, you could kind of drop your questions on your comment section, and then I'm going to take it up from there. What is most believed by most people is that some of these things, since they are from, China, Japan, Oriental stuff like that, people always believe there is a spirituality attached to that. Is that correct with Reiki?
I would say yes, because you do connect. Reiki, like I said, it's kind of like the universal life force energy that you do connect to something, depending on what your beliefs are.
Oh, okay. Depending on what your beliefs are. So, for example, now, if I'm a believer in Christ, I'm a Christian, so I have to connect to the source of my power, which is Jesus. So I make that connection. Is that what you're saying? And if you're a Muslim, you believe in Allah, you connect with Allah at that point. Is that what you're saying?
You still connect to Reiki, but how you view Reiki as the universal life force energy, it could be tied to Christ. It could be tied to God. It could be tied to Allah. It depends on your belief. It's all the same. You could have no belief and just connect to Reiki.
Oh, okay. If you have no belief, you connect straight to Reiki, and then the energy source is drawn, and then it's released and it's thrown at people, and then it does what it has to do, right? Does that look like Superman? Or
well, not like Superman,
but or it's like Spider-Man. I'm trying
which superhero you want.
Okay. You can make it any superhero that you want to make it, right?
Sure.
Does he have any special language that is spoken?
For Reiki, is there special language? Once you're attuned to Reiki, you are attuned to some symbols that you use as a practitioner, and they are Japanese symbols. So you can either draw them or say them or both, depending on what you're comfortable with and how you develop your practice. But beyond that, there's no other, like no chants or no sets.
There are no chants.
It's all up to how you develop your practice.
Okay, I like that. All right, so I've asked this question, but I want to ask in a different time, in a different way. That is because that is what I'm getting right now. A lady who is going through menstrual cramps, and then is Reiki applicable? So if the lady comes to you, what are you going to do? Can you just give a small demonstration? What would you do? Somebody's having menstrual cramps and then comes to you for a Reiki session. What would you do?
So you would give them you would send them Reiki. And you can send Reiki.
I don't want to answer me. Sorry, I don't want to answer me like a Canadian. So tell me what Vicky would do.
You don't know how to answer you with anything else, but if you had and that was their concern, it would depend if we were in person or distance. But if, say, we were distance right now, is I would send them Reiki with the intention to release and relieve their cramps.
Okay.
However, like I say, with Reiki, the energy goes where it's needed. So even if that's my intention, it might not necessarily be what that client needs in that moment.
So it could miss the actual intention. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it'll go where it needs to go. I might not know exactly what that client needs. That client might tell me that they have really bad cramping, but maybe they've got something in their shoulder that needs more attention than their cramp. I don't know. The energy just goes there. So it would actually hopefully get everything, but it depends on the session.
Okay, but when the energy goes there, right? When the energy gets there and then it goes to where it is needed, does it solve the problem the person presented with? Like menstrual cramps?
As I said, every client is different.
Okay.
So some clients, they come in with an intention, they have cramps, and at the end of the session, they're clear, they're good. After a session, Reiki will usually last for up to 72 hours. So they might not have the immediate results that they want. So it may take time.
Somebody's here saying, come on. Oh my God. He says, I'm cycled last night and my thighs are sore. He said, can you send me Reiki now? It's on Instagram.
What I will do is after this, if anyone who would like Reiki, just put down a note that you are open or you accept it, and I will send Reiki to anyone that is listed in the comments.
Okay. So, Sikomo, okay, so be expecting your Reiki after this program. Okay. All right. The last one I'm going to give to you before I let you go. Thank you so much for having time to come out here. Really appreciate it. There is Carly Chenyawi. I'm sorry. I think I just muddled that up. Thank you for joining us, Carly. Okay. I'm going to ask you one question before I let you go right now. So,
okay.
In your line of practice, you've seen both men and you've seen women who are coming to be helped for Reiki. Would you say more women are, gravitating towards Reiki than men? What would you say?
I don't know if I would say more. I would say my clients are half and half. I would say women are usually more open to energy healing and Reiki. However, I see that shifting. And I see more men that are open to trying different things, even before COVID. But I think it's kind of starting to balance out.
Right.
And I think anyone who's open-minded to trying something new or wants to either prove it right or prove it wrong, I guess, has a great experience of it.
Wow. Interesting. I said that was the last question, but
you have another one.
I have another one right now. I have another one right now. So then after that one, I'll let it go. Okay.
All good.
Right. So would Reiki be relevant? Will it be useful for some terminal cases like cancer, some autoimmune conditions, even COVID-19? I know. Reiki is allowed to be practiced. It's used on people even in the hospital. Some hospitals will allow patients to have a Reiki session. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
It's correct. So hospitals will allow them to have a Reiki. So is it effective in cases like cancer, autoimmune conditions, and stuff like that?
Yes, it is useful and it is used. I actually have had a couple clients with cancer that have expressed how they benefited from Reiki.
Wow. Right. Okay. All right. Is there a way people can contact you if they want you to contact you? Probably they want to Reiki. They want you to send Reiki to them. Is there a way people can contact you?
For sure. On Facebook, it's Vicky Ladder, and on Instagram, it is Smiling Vix.
Smiley Vix. I hope I get it correct. SMILEY.
Yep.
L-E-Y. Okay. Smiley Vix. Yeah. On Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to put that up right now. Yeah. Smiley Vix on Instagram. And then on Facebook is what again?
It's just Vicky Ladder.
Okay. Vicky Ladder on Facebook. Okay. Right. So you can contact her on any of those. People who are watching on Instagram is Smiley Vix. All together, one word. Right.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. She has a smiley face, so Smiley Vix. All right, Vicky. Vicky, thank you so much for taking our time to be here today. We really appreciate you. So people are going to contact you.
And for those that want some Reiki, I will definitely be sending it when I see them.
All right, so they're sending Sean that wants the Reiki. So they're sending Reiki your way right now. All right, thank you very much, Reiki. I'm going to let you go right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye. Thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. You just watched that session. Now, I want to talk to you guys, and I want to talk to I really want to talk to people of color. Sincerely, you know that I've been talking about Black health and what all this is all about. Reiki came in from Japan. And then I sat down, I looked at the entire thing that it's all about, how it is done, and it's becoming a global practice that is accepted. And even people, like she said, that it's even been administered to people on their hospital bed. The question is this: there's a lot of things that we are thrown away that belongs to us. First, as African and people of color. I'm still coming back to the aspect of we believers, people of religion, and all our various beliefs and the things that we do. I will still come to talk about that. But let me first start with our heritage as Africans and what we have done and what we have made out of the things that belong to us now. So now that is becoming acceptable. You find people from everywhere in the world now rushing towards Reiki, and so many other ones that are like that. Now, what is the difference? Somebody sits down, he becomes a conduit. He's able to channel energy from his source and direct the energy to somebody who needs the energy, and then healing takes place. As a matter of fact, the word Reiki means laying of hands. So that leads me to the faith aspect of it. A whole lot of believers right now, it's the easiest thing you want to catch on or latch up on right now is to kind of castigate your faith and your belief, your religion, and what you believe and what it does. I'm not talking about religion right now. Let's leave religion apart. Let's talk about the power that is inherent in you. When she was explaining this to me, like they call it power, she can send Reiki to somebody from somewhere. I can sit here right now and ask that in the name of Jesus, the healing anointing be sent to you. But today, it is being bastardized, it's being talked down, it's being relegated, that people don't even believe in, like God does not exist, like we don't have the power in the name of Jesus. according to our faith, or like we don't even have certain things that are natural to us that we grew up with as people of color that can do all of these things. And then some of these things that people are gravitating towards, like Reiki, things that people are running towards to grab, to rush to, a whole lot of them have foundations and roots in Africa. The funny thing is that they will come to learn these things from Africa, take them from Africa, and then take it to their own country. They will develop it, package it in a way that people will accept and gravitate towards it, then begin to sell it back to us in Africa. Which is why it pains when you see things like this. Actually, it's effective. Go online, and then I've gone online, I've researched it. I have not found any research. I have not found any studies that is against what they do. It's just simple laying on of hands. They can do it by laying on of hands, and they can do it without coming in contact with you. How is that different from me sitting down in my office and you walk up to me and you tell me you have a pain, and I tell you in the name of Jesus, I will lay hands on you? The Bible says that these signs will follow them that believe, that in my name they will cast out demons. And so why do we believe that it's not possible, or that we believe that everybody who does that is a charlatan or they are fake? Now, Reiki is not, you don't even have to be any special master. I asked how many days it's going to take you to become a master. 4 to 6 days, you're done. So you don't have to be anybody who carries a special title, a special mantle to be able to conduct this energy. Now, if you must know, Japan is one of the countries in the world with the highest longevity potential in the world. One, where people live very long. Like, look at how they have made these things easily accessible. People can access it, people can use it, and they can use it to their own health. What are we doing with the things that we have as people of color? Must everything that we do have to do with pulling down one another to the extent that the things that are even for our health, for our good living, we trash them and we can't use them for our good living? Something must be done. We need to wake up and think twice. I watched a pastor who was saying, are you still waiting for them to bring you vaccines before you know what to do to help your health? I think it's a food for thought. It's a food for thought. That is the Reiki I'm sending your way today. Reiki of sense. That you will receive the sense of God, and that you'll be able to appreciate the things that God has given to you and use them appropriately for your own health and for your own healing. This is where I'm going to stop today. I have some adverts that are going up right now on the show. Air Perfect Corey is showing. I have Nutraceutical Health College. The college started today, and that was awesome. We have an amazing time. As I speak with you right now, the college is going on for people who are yet to, another batch is going to come up in, it's a Reiki of sense. I'm saying for people who are, who couldn't make this class, the next class is going to be in October. Actually, October the 3rd is the enthusiast class. And then the health coach class, which is like our own master class, that's going to come up in this November, the last weekend in November. That's the date. It's going to run 3 weeks. And I must also let you know that at the end of this month, that will be August 28th, I believe, we're going to have the first boot camp for kids. We will be running with children between the ages of 8 and 16. Actually, there will be 2 groups. Kids between the ages of 8 and 12 are going to be in one group, and kids between 13 and 16 will be in one group. The intent of that bootcamp is to help our kids to take good and right, healthy eating decisions. Let us catch them young. What I have found out today, I'm saying like the 4th or the 5th meeting, I'm saying this today, is that most of the unhealthy products are targeted towards our children. And most of them will begin to present so many conditions when they are entering into their 20 year, their second decade, the 30, for their 25 and 30, they come down with so many things. We can prevent this right now. We can stop this from happening. I said on this program, and I will say it again, that the best doctors are those who educate, not those who medicate. We are not pushing weight loss or weight management for these children. That is an unnecessary pressure to put on any child at that age. But what we are advocating is that let them learn how to make healthy food choices. Whether you are there as their parents or you are not there, your kids will know what to eat, what are the good things for them to eat, when to eat, and how to eat. This is the essence of the boot camp. The boot camp sessions we hold every weekend, starting from the 29th of August, and it will be 2 Saturdays and Sundays. It will run for like 45 minutes. All you need is to connect a very good internet with the kids, where there are so many activities that will be going on. You're going to have children from all over the world. So it's not a Nigerian thing. There are other kids from every part of the world that will be in that boot camp. And then every Saturday and every Sunday, they will be meeting for 45 minutes each. There will be teachers there, children handlers that will be there in all those sessions. It's broken down, it's child friendly. It's going to come, it's age related. So they're going to know how to communicate to them in the way they will best understand what it means to have to make healthy habits, good health choices for themselves, even with or without you. Because when we can catch these kids early, we are going to preserve them. I was sharing today in the class, Nutraceutical Health College that started today, and I was giving them the statistics. Statistics tells us that only 2.7% of the Nigerian population will make it to the age of 65. Only 2.7% of the Nigerian population makes it to age 65. In 2014, that statistics was better. It was 3.0. 3.3% of our population makes it to the age of 65. But here in 2020, 6 years down the line, it has further dropped to 2.7%. Only 4.1% of Nigerian population makes it to the age of 55. 4.1% makes it to their 55th birthday. So it means that all of those people that began school with you before you are 55, a whole lot of them will have died. It means, it's a scary statistics, but there's nothing we can do than to change it. And the best way to change it is to educate the population about what to do, how to live right, how to eat right. Nigeria's population is 44% of kids, of people below the age of 15. 44% of our population, they are below the age of 15. That is a nation of children, toddlers. When 44% are not even productive, they are in school, they are kids of school age. It's alarming how our population explosion is not helping the economy of the nation. We are not taking advantage of it in any way, and there is no way we can. But my advice is always that people will take responsibility for themselves and not rely or wait for government for everything or for anything in this matter. You just have to do what you can do for yourself and for the health of your family. That is why this bootcamp is coming on. We are going to release the details for registration very shortly. Not that one is the bootcamp. So we're going to release details for registration. And so you can register your kids. Once we have the right amount of kids that we can cater for, we're going to stop it. And then, the kids, we have to wait for another time. It's all the requirements. They should have to be the age of 8 and 16. And I think the amount is going to be like $10 or $20 per child. That also will be communicated, but I'm just letting you to get prepared so that you can know well ahead of time. This is how much I can take for today. I have to go back and join the college. The college is going on right now. A lecture is going on right now. People who are there, they can tell what they're enjoying. You can prepare to attend the next college coming up in October. I said October the 3rd is going to run for 4 weeks, 4 Saturdays in October. Till I come your way again next week, I advise you to stay safe and keep yourself sane. Have a nice weekend. Thank you.